here using this stuff, okay? So this is now 3x, and this is x, and this is 7 plus x, all right? And this is M, and this is D, the name of the sets, okay? And they're telling us that, and then they've given us universal set. So it says, in the Venn diagram shown above, the universal set U represents all the students in a class. The set M represents the students who take music, okay? And the set D represents the students who take drama. Okay. If 24 students take music, so we know right away that that's 24. 24 students take music. Calculate the number of students who take both music and drama. Okay? So we would be looking here and seeing, so what can we say? How are we going to find that? They didn't tell us how many students they have in a universal set, but what information did they give us? Because this question is worth 4 marks, so you know it'd be too difficult, okay? The other question you have to answer is the number of students who take both music and drama, the number of students who take drama only, okay? Do we know how many we have in the universal set? No. So we can't be looking there for it, okay? Do we know how many we have in M and D? No. What do we know? We know that there are 24 members in taking music, and we have music only 3x, and music and drama, which is now a part of our M set, we have x. Can we use that information to find what we're looking for? And I would say yes, because once we find the value of x, we know how many they have in the intersection, okay? How are we going to do that? Can you see that the set of music students would then have been made up of, because it's made up of this circle here, then it comprises 2 sets of people, okay? So we have, for music, we can say 3x plus x is equal to 24. That is what we're using to get that information, okay? So then we just do a simple little algebraic expression. 3x plus 1x would be equal to, because do not forget when you see x on its own, it means 1x. But if you write 1x, then right away you're not a mathematician. You're not going to write 1x like that, okay? That notation does not hold. It shows right away you're not a mathematician, and I want you to be a mathematician. So when we see x on its own, we know it means 1x, okay? If you see negative x, you know it means negative 1x, all right? So here we have, so it's not plus, so 3 with the 1 would give us 4x is equal to 24. And a very simple problem again. We don't want 4x, we want 1x. So we're dividing both sides by 4. So we would be getting is equal to 24.4. And we can get x then would have been equal to 6. Okay? So then we know the question that they're asking, the number of students who take both music and drama, where we have x is now here, which is equal to 6. So for music intersect drama, the answer would be equal to 6, okay? It's because this is what they would have been asking us at. And then after that, they're asking the number of students who take drama only. Where would we find that area in our Venn diagram, drama only? Remember we did all that? We name all the parts on the diagrams. Yes, this represents music only, both of them, and this represents drama only. So what would we be saying? It would have been 7 plus 6, which is now equal to 13. And that's the answer, okay? That's the answer. So the second part, the number who take drama only, okay, would have been, so D only would have been equal to 13. All right, and so that is what we're dealing with. Nobody has asked us for anything else. Don't spend time working any other part of the question. That is what it is. That is where we end and we move on. 4 marks, you're not going to spend 10 minutes on a 4-mark question, okay? So look at the other one coming in for you, okay? Okay, now look at this one. In a survey of 50 students, okay, 23 owned cellular phones, 18 owned digital cameras, X owned cellular phones and digital cameras, 2X owned neither. Okay, so let's see, represent the set of students in the survey, and D, okay, and copy and complete the Venn diagram below to represent the information obtained. See what they ask you every time? All these things, so you practice even without, when you, as soon as you get a question, start drawing the things and say, let me do them, let me show. You go in the exam paper, you say, oh, but that's what I'm accustomed to do. Okay, so the information you're going to get, you start practicing every time, putting them, constructing a Venn diagram, because you know that is how the questions are going to be coming. So for this particular one, let's take it very slowly.
Whenever possible, draw a diagram. Even though you may be able to visualize the situation mentally, a hand-drawn diagram will allow you to label the picture, to add auxiliary lines, and to view the situation from different perspectives.
So we have this time a survey, and it says 50 students. So the 50 would represent our universal set. Okay, and we're dealing here with cellular phones, see, and we're dealing with digital cameras, all right? And they have given us a diagram where there is an intersection, okay, digital cameras, okay? So we have D, okay? Now, X own cellular phones and digital cameras, okay? So we know right away this would have been in the intersection, and it says X, okay? And it says 2X owned neither. So this would have been outside here, okay? Now, 23 owned cellular phones. So we have 23 persons here. So this, at any time when everybody's at home, we would have 23 persons in that house. If we have X with both of them, this part out here where you just have the cellular phones only would be 23 minus X, okay? And then for the digital camera, we would have 18 owned digital cameras. So at any time here, this is 18 in this particular house, although I have drawn the house and the 18 look bigger than 23. So now we have 18 and it is minus X, okay, which would have been over there. Again, notice when you start putting in your information, the pattern looks the same. The working is exactly the same algebraic expression. All right, you get your information, you construct an equation to get what they're asking you for. And then it says, write an expression in X for the total number of students in the survey. Note what they have asked you for. They did not ask you for an equation. There's a distinction between the word expression and the word equation. Do we know what that distinction is? Did I tell you that definition already? Or we're going to have to wait a little later to get that? But I remind you right now, for an expression, we have numbers and variable, but we don't have an equal sign. If it's an equation they had asked you for, we would have been putting in the equal sign. Do not get confused, okay? They have asked you to write an algebraic, they have asked you to write an expression in X. So we don't expect to see any equal sign appearing here. Okay, so it says write an expression in X for the total number of students in the survey. And that expression then would be 23 minus X, and it is plus X plus 18 minus X, and it is plus 2X. But we're not going to leave the equation as clumsy as that for that. We'll simplify it to see what we have, okay? Now we can see that we have 23, and we have the number minus X, we have plus X, we have 18, we have minus X, and we have plus 2X. And when we add them together, we're going to get it. That's 11, that's 4, this will give it minus 2X, and it's plus 3X, okay? So we have the same things, minus 2X plus 3X. Which one is bigger? And it is the positive 3. By how many? And it is 1. So our answer here would be, and that implies, which implies that this is now 41 plus X. And that is the answer they're looking for. Okay? So, until next time, do be good to yourself, check your notes, and see that you are a mathematician in the making.
Join us next time for another in the series, Mastering Mathematics, a production of the Education Broadcasting Unit in the Ministry of Education and ABS TV.